Hello everybody, how's it going? I hope you're all doing good. Oh, what was that? I was at the blinking just now and wipe the chat. What's going on? What? Year 2025 bug, I suppose. No, there were some chat messages there, but I guess OBS just didn't want to have them. Interesting. It's still coming through though. Yeah, it's a good start, exactly. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all made it well into the new one. Also, Sherry, congrats on first once more. For the, what did it say? 37th time, I think I saw? Not correct? Did I get the number right? Yes, 37th. Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, no idea why it wiped the chat there. Really weird, but it is what it is. Anyhow, yeah, what we're gonna do today is a bit different than what I usually do because I thought, yeah, it's the new year, it's the first stream of the new year, and let's just make a little bit of a review of what we did last year, specifically of the games that I played. And, you know, reminisce a little bit if there were any good ones in there, or it was all just garbage. And let me tell you, there will probably be a lot of garbage, but we'll get to that in a moment. It's over 9,000? Not quite sure if it's that high, but it's pretty high for sure. So yeah, this is basically the first time that I'm using the tier list maker, so forgive me if things go a little bit wrong there. But should be easy enough, right? You basically just drag and drop that stuff into the corresponding rows there. Should be that hard. So, yeah, as you can see on the bottom there, these are all the games that I at least remember to have played. I may have missed a PC game here and there, but it was at least pretty easy for me to check which games I played on PlayStation because I could just go through my trophy list and put all of them in there. So there might be the odd PC game that I might have not put in there because I simply forgot about it, but we'll see. I mean, if you know or if you remember any game that I was playing last year that I did not put on the list, please let me know. But I guess that will happen once you actually get into the list. We see all the games I played. And this is what, how are you doing? Are you still planning to play Sea of Thieves in a bit? Probably not today, but we'll see about it. I mean, I have absolutely no idea how long it will take for me to get through this list because there are about 100 games on this list. So I figure we'll be here probably for at least an hour of me talking about the games that I played last year. Maybe two. I really don't know. Let's just see how this goes, and then we can make plans for after, okay? But yeah, can't wait to see where Hot Dog Samurai is going. Oh my god, you just had to start with that one, huh? Actually, where is it? there it is. Hot Dog Samurai, obviously game of the year 2024. Okay, we're done. Stream end. No. Honestly. Like, really. It was a meme from the start. But even for a meme, you know, even for a meme speedrun, it was just bad. Like, okay, let me clarify that. I didn't actually think that it was like a terrible game when I was playing it. If it would have worked properly. As in, it wouldn't have set my PC on fire while I was in there. Like, do you remember all the slowdowns that I had? My PC, like, hard crashed during one of the runs and all that? Is like, nah, man. Like, if at least, like, the menu didn't work properly, you couldn't really adjust the volume sliders. The options menu was a travesty. And it's like, nah, come on, man. The gameplay itself, you know, was okay. Like, you know, it had some funny moments with, like, you know, when you go to the farm and you had to fight the corn cobs and whatnot. It was a bit funny. But the technical issues, it's just, nah, sorry, that shit is just inexcusable, especially because it was an iOS port or some shit like that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, nah, sorry. Like, I can forgive a lot, but technical issues are... A Twitch title, it says last stream at 74. Yeah, I forgot to change that at the start of the stream, but if you just refresh the browser source, it should update it now to the right title. But thank you for reminding me. It was all part of the experience, yeah. Funny. Funny. By the way, I guess before we actually go even further into this, let's lay down a couple, like, you know, guidelines by which I will measure these things, or even what goes into the list. So what I was thinking of is for the game to be on this list, it has to be a game that I played in 2024. It also is not allowed to be like a repeat playthrough. Like if I played and basically completed the game in the year prior to that, I just, you know, played it again, that doesn't count. Even if it's like, you know, a second run through a game where I got all the trophies again. For example, if I played a game on the PlayStation 4 in 2020, but now decided to play the PlayStation 5 version and got all the trophies again, that doesn't count. It's just a repeat playthrough. So basically, obvious games are that I started and finished in 2024. But I think like games that I either started or finished, as long as I played, you know, a bulk of the game in 2024, that should also count. Like, you know, let's say I started a game in December of 23 and finished it in March of 24. I would have played most of it in 2024, and that is where I would put it in this list as well. Also, like, you know, for stuff like multiplayer heavy games or like live service games, ongoing games, it's a bit hard to put it there, so I still would put them like, yeah, it's a bit wishy-washy, but I would say like if I have played a lot of the game that I can form like a proper opinion about it, it would qualify for 2024 if not as on the list. For example, I started playing Armor 40k Darktide like, I want to say November, December, like that. And I put a couple hours into it, but I don't think it's nowhere near enough that I would say, okay, you know, I know the game now and how it works and whatnot, because I haven't even seen Endgame and stuff like that. So it's not on the list for 2024, but it might come on the list for maybe this year, you know, in about a year or so. Hey, Ponton, how you doing, buddy? We are ranking the games that played in 2024. I'm just trying to, you know, lay down some guidelines on what we're going to judge these by. And then we'll dive into the list. But yeah, I think this, like, all the things that I could think of how to rank them, or rather, not how to rank them, but, you know, which games would go into this list. But yeah, let's see. What was this one? Oh god, the problem with these is I can't even properly read some of the titles, so I would have to... You know what, let's do this differently. I have my trophy list here, so let's just go through it from the start, huh? So, about a year or so ago, basically back in January. Yeah, that's like the first one, right? Like Darksiders 3. Prime example. I started playing it in December of 2023, and then I finished it in January. So here we have Darksiders 3. Darksiders 3, like, if I remember correctly, I didn't really vibe with it at the start. Like, it wasn't bad or anything, but I definitely didn't like it as much as the previous titles. It kind of grew on me on our New Game Plus run, I think. But overall, I think it was a bit of a meh experience for me, especially if you start comparing it to the other titles in this series. Like, I would really say that's probably my least favorite out of the Darksiders games. Like, I obviously love Darksiders Genesis, and I'm not sure if I would rank Darksiders 1 or 2 as the best Darksiders game, but it's probably either one of those. Maybe even Genesis, but I'm really biased because I just really like Genesis. Hey Ramza, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, the Darksiders series, it's a series of good games, so don't get me wrong. You know, they're all pretty good games. I just think that Darksiders 3 is definitely the weakest out of all of them. 1 is a pretty good, like, Darksiders 1 is like a pretty good, like, action-y Zelda game. Darksiders 2 is like just more of the first game, but personally I don't really like all the RPG aspects, especially the Diablo type loot. Like, just get rid of that and it would be so much better in my opinion. And then Darksiders 2 is a really fun, like, co-op, you know, top-down kind of deal, which is really enjoyable as a co-op game. I really love that about it. And Darksiders 3 is just like a bit of a lukewarm Souls-like experience. Like, I don't know. Again, my first playthrough wasn't that great. The second one on New Game Plus was a bit better. Yeah, I think a lot of people would say if you were to play only one Darksiders game, play the second one, and I tend to agree, but I would say the first one is also really, really good. Really close in quality to the second one. But yeah, if you play only one of them, probably play the second one. I am rating the games that I played last year, Ramza. All of them. Those will be a pretty long list. Edgy Zelda, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Next on the list is Dungeon Slime Collection. Oh god, what was this again? I remember it to be like... Also, keep in mind that a lot of these games I have not played on stream. I've just played in my own time because they're like games you can finish, you know, finish as and get the Platinum Trophy in like 10 minutes or so. This one was a bit like a puzzle game thing where you have like a slime and you have to, you know, you can just go... If you, it's basically like an ice slider puzzle, so if you press down, the slime goes all the way in one direction until it hits a wall, and then you have to like go through a labyrinth or something like that. Pretty simple. Just follow a guide to tell you in which direction to go at which point, and done in a couple minutes. Next on, the Bounty Huntress. The Bounty Huntress, oh god. How is this even sorted? Oh my god. I think it's this one? I think this is supposed to be the icon for it. This one was actually... Nah. This one was also pretty garbage, oh my god. I vaguely remember this one. It was like a Metroidvania kind of game. But in a very bad way. Like, I can't specifically remember what was wrong with it, but I think it was like the scaling with the enemies or some shit like that. I was just cursing the whole way through because this game just did not work properly, in my opinion. It was like really bad. Actually, hold on. Can I? Whenever I were to show like a trailer of this, probably take forever. So you can get an idea of what the game is. And quickly. This. Correct. This. Here. Whoop. Then if I do this, okay. This is basically like, I just grabbed a screenshot from the internet to give you like a idea what it is. It's like a basic Metroidvania, and it was not good, like at all. Like, buy it for the trophies if you have to, like I did, but other than that, I don't even think it was worth it for the trophies. It was just really, really bad. Really not great. Cannot recommend. No, I can't. Sorry, I simply can't. The next one was Rise Eterna. Rise Eternal I actually played on my YouTube channel. I made like a little let's play series out of it. Like I was able to buy it for like I think €2 during a sale, so it really wasn't that expensive. It's like a little strategy RPG kind of game, you know, stuff like Fire Emblem, Disgaea and whatnot. And the game was I want to say aggressively underwhelming. In a way, like it has some nice art to it, but it really doesn't do anything great with its mechanics. It's basically just select your character, and it will always be the same couple of characters. Send it to an enemies and kill it. There was barely any strategy in this strategy RPG. You had some kind of build options in the talent tree and whatnot, but it was pretty straightforward in you knowing, okay, these are the skills that I want to get, and I won't ever touch the other skills because they will do nothing for me. Which was already, you know, a bit underwhelming. But what really killed it, I think, was the story. Like, the story was really not good, like, at all. It's like, you could see what they were trying to do with it, but it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, you know, it started out in this war-torn country, and you were like a part of a mercenary group that slaughtered a village. Part of the mercenary group was about to, you know, raid a village, but like one girl killed like all of them after they had killed the whole village, and then you join up with her and go find her sisters because that's her mission now, and because you feel sorry for her because, you know, your buds killed the villagers that were protecting her. And then you go around killing other villages. And by killing, I mean you literally kill every single person in that village so that her other sister can come with you. And this happens multiple times in the story. It makes no sense. The great twist is that these are, you know, experimented upon children that were sent to these villages to get protected by common folk. And the girls are only allowed to leave the village if every single person in the village is dead. It makes no sense. Absolutely none. Like, yeah. Nah. If you can grab it for like €2, I mean, you know, give it a go if you want to, but expected a bit more, not gonna lie. Anyway, next on, Queen Army. Honestly, I don't even remember this game. It has absolutely no lasting impact on me. Oh no, sorry, it's called Queenie Army. Literally cannot remember. I am covering the... Oh, wait, it's a... Yeah, wait, sorry. Still had the screenshot there, didn't I? My bad, thank you. So let's just move on. Next on, Roar of Revenge. Actually, Roar of Revenge, this one was one of those games that I bought just for the trophies, and it really surprised me because it was actually a lot of fun. It's just a very small and quick indie platformer where you just, you know, play a barbarian, go through like a couple of stages, you get a couple upgrades, like a double jump and whatnot. And it was actually really fun. I actually had quite a bit of fun with this one. So, you know, it's not a great game by any stretch of the imagination, but it was just fun to play. You know, it was technically solid. It didn't want to be more than it was. It basically looks like an NES game, so it's very pixelated and whatnot. But it's fun. Like, if you can find this somewhere quick and easy, you know, definitely can recommend that you just grab it for €1 or whatever it costs and give it a go. Quite a bit of fun with it. Next on the list, Redemption Reapers. And actually, I'll just go ahead and put these on the list so you can see what I'm grabbing here. Redemption Reapers, another strategy RPG. And I guess I can say Redemption Reapers is everything that Rise Eternal wants to be in a way. Because I thought Redemption Reapers is a pretty damn good strategy RPG. I highly enjoyed my time with it. Story in this one, I know it has been not necessarily shat on by a lot of people, but when the game initially released in, I think, 2023, like, the reception wasn't that great, and I can't understand why, honestly. Like, I thought it was a really good game. The story was great. The characters were stellar. And it actually challenged me quite a bit because of all the systems that were in place. So you really have to manage your resources and everything. So, really good game. So honestly, yeah. One of my top games for the year. Even though, no, again, game came out in 2023, I played it in 2024, that is why it's on the list. But yeah, can definitely recommend this one. Maybe not for the full price, because there's really little to do after one playthrough of it. So it's not like a game that, you know, you will jump in again and again. But that first playthrough, really good experience. Can really recommend this game. Next up, Pink Man. Not only am I struggling to find that game in the list here, I'm also struggling to remember what the heck this game was. I think it was like a platformer kind of deal. Yeah, like one of these challenge platformers. Where is it? Is it not in the list? I can't see it anywhere. Might not be in the list. Let me fix that. Oh, it should be in the list. I really just don't understand how it's ordered. Problem. Alright, let's all stare at the list until we find the Pink Man. Oh, there it is. Right there. Yeah. Can't really remember much of it about it. It's like, you know, you're playing a pink guy. It's like a... I don't want to say puzzle platformer, but I think the closest thing that I can remember, I think it was like N plus or N plus plus, you know, where you're controlling this little stick man. And you have to go through these platform sections, and it's hard. Kind of like that. Didn't really leave a lasting impression on me. What did leave a lasting impression on me, though, was Newtonian inversion. And oh my god, let me tell you, it is so bad. It is so bad. Oh my goodness. It barely classifies as a game. It looks like shit. The only thing you do is, with a touch of a button, you basically inverse gravity. But the levels you go through are like... They're not really levels, they're just platforms in space. And you press the button, and with luck, you will attach to the next platform where you have to go to. It is so bad. It might... It's kind of like, you know, the whole Hot Dog Samurai thing, where it might qualify as a meme speedrun, but by God, I will not put myself through that. Like, ugh! It's... I think it was like one of the last levels, like the second to last level or so, that has like a really stupid jump that you have to do, and it took me for fucking ever. And by for fucking ever, I mean like 10 minutes or so to do that right, and just the time that I spent on is... Ugh! God, no! Ugh! Ugh. Nah. Even if it's cheap, don't go out there and buy it. Just don't. No way. Don't. Save your money. Even if it's only €1. Cannot recommend at all. Just a memory. Anyway, imagine having €1. Exactly. Next on the list, God Wars Future Past. Another strategy RPG. I played a lot of strategy RPGs in 2024, didn't I? This one is like, who would have thought, samurai themed. And I can't remember when it originally released. It might have been 2019 or something like that. It's quite a bit older. Like, I think it initially released on the Vita and then got ported to the PlayStation 4. I think it might also be on PC, but I'm not quite sure. Yo, Shuri! With another 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. To 34, Ponton, Labrat 616, Elk here, Elia, and Hidamaru. Good night, thank you. Much appreciated, my dude. Yeah, that wasn't only €1. That was a couple more euros than that. Pagoda Switcher Pass was pretty good. The only thing that I didn't like about it was pretty slow paced. Like, you know, if you imagine the strategy RPG, it's basically something like Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's a samurai. But the problem with God Wars was like all your characters have like an atrociously low move count. Like they can only move like I think 2 or 3 tiles. You can increase that with skills and whatnot, but it just takes forever to get around the battlefield, which really drags out the battles, especially in the latter half of the game. But other than that, it was a really good game. Really good game. But if I were to compare it to, say, something like Redemption Reapers, I think it's like definitely a bit below that. Even though you can probably get more gameplay out of God Wars than you can get out of Redemption Reapers. But the overall experience, you can kind of tell that, you know, it's slower. It's not quite as polished. It's just more complex, I guess. So yeah, a little bit below Redemption Reapers for me. Even though the theme might be, you know, more in line with my tastes. Guess I'm as ready as someone. Well, it was 5. No backsies, sorry. Not my rules. The next one, Evil Inside. Another one that I struggle to remember. I think it was like a point and click with static images or something like that, and you have to go through a house or something. Google it yourself if you want to say it. Mina and Michi. I think this is like a running series of easy to platinum games. It's basically just a lot of pushing like boxes onto buttons, and it's like a top-down cutesy art kind of deal. I played quite a few of them. I think they're all from the same developer because they all have the same graphical style. So yeah, really nothing much to say there. Other than me trying to find the icon for it because I still didn't understand how they are sorted. Where is it? I think it takes me longer to find these games in the list than it takes me to talk about them. Like, I already tried to have, like, a, you know, an eye on the list while I go through it. But sometimes I just can't find them. Where is it? Yeah, it's been here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's just... You can play a 2-player though, which I guess, you know, is nice if you're into that kind of thing. Think of it like Goof Troop, but way more basic, I guess. Alright, next game, or the next couple of games, I should say, which are Mermaid IO 1, 2, and 3. There really isn't much to say. You are a mermaid. You swim to the right side while collecting coins and dodging fishes, and that's it. That's all there is to the game. Why are they not in line though? Should be one more of these somewhere there. There it is. Oops. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. It's like you can get like a platinum trophy in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes or so. It's really basic. I mean, it is an iOS port, as far as I remember. So, did it for the trophies. Moving boxes together is your fetish? Well, knock yourself out, buddy. Mina and Michi is what you're on the lookout for. Next up is Frogo 1 and 2 and 3. It's like Frogger, but easier because you only have to cross like a single lane road or something. Other than that, you're just jumping around in a grassland collecting fruit. That's really all there is to it. You're a frog. You jump. You know, it's top-down perspective. You jump around, collect strawberries in one, and think bananas on the other, and a third fruit type in the third game. Collect a bunch of them, you get a platinum trophy. Done. Really not much to talk about there. What that take a bit longer though is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. A game that well, caught me by surprise first off. Like I barely knew about the Grand Blue franchise, like at all. I'd never had, you know, touched it before. So I really didn't know what I was getting into. I played the demo first, and the demo was actually pretty fun. Like, I really enjoyed playing the demo of that game. And so I bought it when released, and guess what? I actually did have some fun with it. So much, or enough of it, that I actually started speedrunning it for a little while. At the start of the year, but I fell out of love with it pretty quickly after that. Like, it's really grindy. It tries to be Monster Hunter in a way, as in that most of the time, or most of the end game, revolves around you loading into missions and basically finding a big boss monster. But it's not really Monster Hunter, it's more like anime, you know? It's more like anime fighting than Monster Hunter fighting. So if that's your cup of tea, by all means, go ahead. It's not a bad game or anything. It just wasn't necessarily for me, I guess. Like, honestly, I have to admit, while I say it's not a bad game, I kinda regretting buying it at full price. On a sale, though, yeah, sure. Definitely go pick it up. You would get quite a bit of game time out of it. I can guarantee that. And I think it even got post-launch upgrades. Like, there are new boss fights that you can take, and I think even a couple new characters that you can unlock and whatnot. So it was definitely fun. You do get your money's worth out of it. It's just, yeah, not sure if you would want to buy it, like, at full price. What do you mean cheesing them plat trophies with games like these? That's the whole reason they're there. Have you ever looked like at the platinum trophy leaderboards? Shit is insane. And yes, I do spend probably too much money, even though it's not a lot of money, but still too much money on shit games like these to boost my trophy scores. But hey, they are actually sometimes, you know, good games hidden underneath all the other rubbish. It's far between, but, you know, it does happen. Like it did with Roar of Revenge. Again, I really enjoyed that game. I definitely can recommend that. But yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy, it's pretty meh for me. Again, it didn't do anything wrong by itself, but, we're just better games out there, for sure. Moving on, we have Autumn's Journey. The fuck was that again? I think it was like a visual novel that you can just auto-click through and that's it. I think. I don't even. Literally can't remember. Moving on. Beacon. Oh, Beacon. Oh, yeah. That's a whole suite of things that I, you know, discovered through trophy hunting. Like, Beacon was the first one of those, and basically what they are very simple games, you know, like very pixelated graphics, NES style, or more Amiga style, I want to say even. And all of them are controlled with a single button. And depending on if you just press or hold the button, your character does different things. And I think in Beacon, it was if you press the button, like, it was just like a square, and your character was running around in the inside of it. And there were like basically bubbles that appeared inside, and if a bubble touched you, you instantly died. Or you could shoot a bubble and then it would split into smaller bubbles. And I guess you know the drill by now, what that means. And you had to basically to get a high score. You got points by shooting the bubbles. And you needed to get, I think, like 500 points or something like that. And honestly, as simple as it sounds, I quite enjoyed it. Like, yeah, it was kind of skill-based because, as I said, when you press the button, your character changed direction and he was always running. Or if you hold down the button, he would stand in place and then you could aim your shot. And afterwards, he would still, run in a different direction. So you really had to, time your button presses and whatnot. And it was actually kind of fun. Like, I still have it installed on my PlayStation. So, yeah. Check it out what it was. But, yeah, honestly, for what it was, pretty good. Pretty good. And the same actually with Caterpie, whatever that is. It was a game in a similar vein, like that. I didn't enjoy it quite as much as B-Cannon, I think. Which maybe means I should put it like one category below. But I'm also not quite sure anymore what exactly this one was. I think it was like something like Snake back on, mobile phones, if I remember correctly. But I'm also not quite sure anymore now that I think about it. But yeah, let's just put it in meh. It's definitely a bit better than just doing it for the trophies. But I think, if I can't remember as much of it, it probably doesn't belong in the pretty good category, I want to say. Yeah, let's leave it there. Feel good about that. The next one was Caretaker. Oh god, yeah, I remember this one now. This was like another trophy game. It's like, your typical indie horror game, like first-person perspective, and you explore this abandoned facility, and there's like an urban legend about a mass murderer in there or something like that, and of course you meet him, and then you have to hide and whatnot. The problem is it really doesn't work. Like, the mechanics are very bare bones. I think you meet that guy, the guy as in, the murder character, I think like twice in the whole game. And it takes you about 30 minutes to an hour to finish the whole thing. There really is just a lot of running around, and the environments actually get quite confusing after a while, especially when you go like to the basement area and whatnot. And the kicker is you don't even get a platinum trophy for that shit. Like, it's only a gold, 4 silvers, and 7 bronze trophies. So it's like, absolute waste of time. Moving on. Alien Destroyer. Oh god. What was that again? I think it was like an arena shooter. So you basically... Oh yeah, I think it was just what the guy... You basically run around in a circle the whole time. Now keep in mind, the circle doesn't have any boundaries, so you can fall off the ring, so to speak, and then you game over and you have to start all over again. But you're basically just strafe running the whole time, shooting at whatever the fuck identifies as an alien in that game to kill them and get a high score, and that's basically it. You do that for like 20 minutes or so and you get a platinum trophy. Really bare bones. It was not terrible, I guess. I mean, the mechanics at least worked. There were no technical issues. But, yeah. Nah. Actually, no, I think this is actually Alien Destroyer. The icon, now that I see it. But where's the Bounty Huntress one, then? Yeah, I think this one was the Alien Destroyer one. So this isn't. Yeah, this is the one that I see it. Yeah, I did it for the trophies. Where's the Bounty Huntress icon? Still can't find it. Oh no. There it is! Oh my god, I finally found it. There's the Bounty Hunter. It even says so there. Oh my lord. Anyway, finally found it. Rectified my mistake. Yep, just saw it, thank you. What is next? Helldivers 2. I mean, I still haven't platinumed the game. Because there's just a couple of Michelianus trophies that I just didn't bother to go for. Like, you know, getting ragdolled for, I don't know, I think you're getting ragdolled while you're using a jump pack and stuff like that. But honestly, I quite enjoyed that game, and I actually want to get back into it now that they've added the third enemy faction and whatnot. And while, you know, it can get quite stale after a while because it doesn't really change that much, but I think it's pretty good enough to, you know, dip in and out whenever. Just play a couple of rounds and then be done again with it for a couple of weeks and you're not missing much. Oh, the Blitz achievement was bugged? Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, like I said, you know, I haven't gone for all the platinum, for all the trophies yet for the platinum, but I got most of them, and I think I put 80 hours or so into it so far, and I had my fun with it. I'm just, you know, getting back into it for a couple of rounds, and then probably shelving it again for a couple of weeks or months, and keep doing that, and so, well, fair enough. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Next up, Rise of the Ronin. But before we do that, they run multiple times. But according to the community, it was pretty much a 50-50 if it counted or not. Oh, okay. Oh, do you know if they fixed it by now? Or is that still an issue? But yeah, I can see that being a total pain if you don't get it, even though, you know, you put in the work for that. And that's actually one thing that I really hate, is when achievements don't work. As much as I hate to admit it, but achievement that don't work in your game is nearly a deal breaker for me, honestly. Like, I really hate it when they do not work. I mean, they play them while they didn't keep up with the community. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. Rise of the Ronin. I mean, it was one of my most played games on stream in that year. And I really enjoyed it, so, you know, pretty easy. Top of the crop right then and there. I think the only problem that I really had with Rise of the Ronin was like the well, disconnected story that it had. Like, I think the narrative would have been way stronger if they just kept to, you know, one side of the conflict instead of having you switch back and forth the whole time, if you wanted to, I have to admit. But yeah, the story was just all over the place, and it just really dragged the experience down a little bit at times. But other than that, like, the gameplay in the game, stellar. Like, I really enjoyed my time with it. Like, every time I see, you know, somebody play it or clips of it, I'm just itching to get back into the game. Because we still have to get our world record back. That's also a thing that happened. So, yeah. Potentially more Rise of the Ronin this year. We'll see. Yeah, pretty good game. Do enjoy it. PlayStation 5 exclusive though, so if you don't have a PlayStation 5, well, for now at least, you're out of luck to get that one. We'll see if it comes to PC at some point. I mean, a lot of PlayStation exclusives do make their way to PC eventually. This one will be one of them. Next up, Star Renegades. It's another roguelike game that I haven't completely finished yet, but basically the only thing that's holding me back from getting platinum trophies is completing it on the highest difficulty settings, and I think I only have like 2 more runs to go, like on the second highest and then on the highest difficulty setting. But while I was playing it, like, I really liked it. Like, I really did like it. It's hard. It's definitely not for everybody. But yeah, it was pretty good. I did like it quite a bit. Yeah, there's like the whole sci-fi setting going on and whatnot, but yeah, I did. Okay, the next one is Hot Tentacles Shooter. The fuck was that? Oh, I think I remember. It's like one of those simple games where it's like a bit like Space Invaders, I think. And then if you finish the stage, you should get like an erotic picture of a female character. But it's censored on PlayStation, so they're fully clothed anyway. So, where is it? Interestingly enough, I don't think it's censored on Switch. But yeah, it's censored on PlayStation, so obviously it's hot garbage because they're definitely getting not the thing buying it for. I don't know. Space Wing War. Honestly, doesn't ring a single bell. And once again, I can't find it. Why can I not find any of these games on this list? This is preposterous. Where the fuck is Space Wing War? I think part of the problem is that all of these things are cut off. There it is. You know what? I did it for the trophy, I guess. I can't even remember it. Nah, it's too late to ring Jingle Bells. Sorry about that. And then we have Space Robinson. Space Robinson. Space Robinson. Nope. Can't remember. Did it for the trophies. No idea. Don't talk that as false advertisement. Right? Where are my naked anime chicks? Not in that game, I suppose. Thunder Kid, Hunt for the Robot Emperor. I can't remember a single thing about this. Literally zero lasting impact. No idea. Oh, the next one though. Trails and Traces, The Tomb of Thomas II. Oh my goodness. Like, where even to begin? That game. This absolute banger of a gem. Hold on. It is one of those, you know, games that you buy to just get a quick platinum trophy out of it, but then it turns out to be an absolute gem of a game for all the wrong reasons. I knew I should have recorded this. Somebody has to have finished the whole thing. Loaded. Oh. Please have the cutscene. Please. God. Is that the cutscene? Ah, he skips them. Ah, shit. Obviously, I'm memeing this up a little bit, but by God, that game. It's like a point and click adventure, and I think it's made by like one person, maybe two. And just let me be frank, it's not great. Yeah, it's serviceable as a very short point and click. Like, I don't, even if you do not have a guide to on your hand, you can probably finish it under half an hour. It's not long, but it has some of well, how to put this? It has animated cutscenes that are, well, not great, but they're really funny. Like, they are stupid, but they're like, you know, it's like really B-movie material. It's basically so bad it's good, you know, that kind of vibe. So yeah, I mean, I really can't place it any higher than that, but it has to be experienced to be believed, I think, is the saying here. Like, I was so baffled to it, I actually showed the totality when one of the cutscenes rolled past. I don't know if she remembers, probably not, but it was definitely something that I still remember to this day. And just for that, you know, it should go on the list. The rest of the game, not that great though, but it does have some entertaining cutscenes. Fair enough. It is just baffling quality. Anyway. What's next? Ooh. Unicorn Overlord. Another strategy RPG. Who would have guessed? That was like, what, the 5th one in that year? God damn it. Eh? I'm still kind of baffled how much I like this game. Because it was one of those releases where I was like, yeah, you know, I can pick it up a little bit later once it has been dropped in price a little bit or something like that. And then I played the demo and I was like, yep, nope. Gotta get this one day one. And no way around it. And my god, did we sink hours into this one. Like, there were quite a few streams that went on for, well, way too long. Because I just could not put the game down. So yeah. Definitely do give it a try if you can. Like, I don't think it's on PC still, but it is on PlayStation, on Switch. And definite recommend for me. Like, do pick it up. It's a stellar strategy RPG. I mean, it's a vanilla game. What more do you really have to say about that? Go pick it up. Play it. It's worth it. Next one. Enter Digiton Heart of Corruption. Enter Digiton Heart of Corruption. I think it's another like 2D Metroidvania kind of platformer. Other than that, no idea. Did it for the trophies. Explosive Candy World, though, is another hidden gem, in my opinion. The premise is basically you have a character, you cannot move, so you're just standing there, but you can throw a candy cane that explodes when it touches something, and you have to use these explosions to propel your character around the levels, and all the levels are just one screen, and you have to collect I forgot what it was, like, I don't know, like cookies or something. And once you have all the cookies, like, the portal opens and you can advance to the next level. And actually it was quite fun. Like, for a moment when I was playing it, I was actually thinking about giving that a try as a speedrun. That is basically how much fun it was to me. Like, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I would probably not be speedrunning it because I have way too many other projects on the line anyway. But if you can, yeah, definitely give this one a try. It's really fun. Again, it wasn't expensive anyway. Like, most of these trophies games you can get for €1 or 2 or less. But this one, yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Which is kind of funny, you know, if you look at what contents were there. Yeah, pretty good. Bullet Beat. Bullet Beat was like another pretty simple shooter. I think it's just basically a square that shoots out smaller squares and you're fighting against other squares. Like, graphically, it's really not that sophisticated. But, you know, it does its job for like a starship-like shooter thing. It was fun enough. But ultimately, you know, no staying power for me. Same as Cario, or Car.io, or however the hell you pronounce that. And there were 3 of them, and it's basically the same deal as with Mermaid.io. You're a car. You're just going from left to right, and there are like meteors dropping down. And you just have to hold out for like 2 or 3 minutes, and you get a platinum trophy, and it's done. It's like... It has some really nice music, though. Like, I can say that. Like, I was bopping along to the music. It was pretty enjoyable, but... barely a game. I want to say. I thought... Oh, yeah, you're right. There were 4 of them. Oh, my God. There we go. Yeah, it even says 4 there. Oh, my God. All right. 4 Cario games. Right. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. And it's really 4 times the same thing. Like, the graphics change slightly and the music changes, which I was surprised by, actually. But the tracks themselves were quite okay. Like, then again, I guess if you go to Spotify or Amazon or whatever and you buy a single song, it probably costs you like €2 or so. So, yeah, I guess this track comes with a game. Game? Yeah, very shallow description for that one. Nah. Next up is Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. It's another Metroidvania game. And honestly, I have to admit, I was pretty disappointed with it. Like, I wanted to like this game way more than I did, but I just couldn't. Like, I don't know. It's like, you know, it's like one of those games where you think like, okay, this is like, you know, for me. This fits my tastes and everything, like art style, genre, mechanics and whatnot, but it just kind of doesn't come together for you, and I think that is what I had with Bow. Like, I think I just fell off hard when it comes to the pogo mechanics, because a lot of the game is you using your staff to pogo off of enemies and other objects and what like that, and I mean, I finished the game, I platinumed the game even, but yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like it as much as I thought it would, which is why I was a bit disappointed in it, sadly. It's still a good game, don't get me wrong, it just wasn't for me. Was it the Humble game too? I don't know. Do not ask me about Humble bundles. Like, I rarely check Humble bundles, to be honest. Because, you know, I don't really play that much on PC. Oftentimes I actually just forget that Humble is there. It might have been. I mean, again, it's a good game. Give it a try. It just really wasn't for me. I made a couple of guides for my YouTube channel because I thought at the time that, hey, I will probably give the speedrun for this a try at some point, but nah. Won't be happening. Sorry. Will not be happening. What did happen though, and is still happening, is Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess, which we actually have as a little background track happening right now, and yeah, loving the game. What can I say? I mean, you've seen me speedrun it more than enough, I guess, throughout the year, and you will see me do more, because hey, guess what? We actually have 2 new runners of the game. One who's doing any percent, and the other one is also doing New Game Plus. Our own Diver Sword here. And both have beaten my previous times by about 20 minutes each. So, yeah. I have to get back into it. Gotta get the world records back. So you will keep seeing more Kunitsugami on the channel. Like, I thought I was done with the game, you know, going into the Christmas break, and here I am having to keep going because these people found so many new strats. But well done. Yeah, you out there, you did this, you did it. Exactly. How dare they? But Kunitsugami, great game. And guess what? It's another strategy game. I play a lot of strategy games, I just noticed. Yeah, what else is there to say? Buy it, play it, love it, do it. Up next, Risky Roads. Now, Risky Roads is another one of those games that I bought for the trophies. But I actually, again, had quite a bit of fun with it. Like, it's stupid. Like, you're basically just playing a chicken that has to cross the street. Yeah, it's one of those games. But it's kind of fun in a stupid way. Like, it gets, like, you know, some power-ups. Like, I don't know. What was it? Like one that shrinks you down so you can walk underneath the cars, or like boots you can jump over and whatnot. And it had a certain charm to it. Like, it doesn't look very good. It's like very like early 3D kind of game, you know, like Super Mario 64. Like in that vein. But hey, for what it was fun enough. Yeah, it was definitely elevating above the I just did it for trophies. I actually had some fun with it. Another surprise, for sure. What wasn't a great surprise though was Dungeons and Goblins. Ugh. Like, as far as I'm aware, it was another iOS port that just, you know, made it to consoles. And oh, nah, man, really not good. Like, ugh. It was really bad. It was really bad. It didn't take long. You need like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so to get the platinum trophy out of it. But oh my god, was it bad? Like, nah. We're just going to do a few runs with Kunitsugama and now keep coming up with more ideas and can't stop. Yep. That's the speedrunner brain rot. You're welcome. But yeah. That's like, nah. Really not. And then... Ooh. Then was the time when this little gem dropped. The Visions of Mana. Now that was the one that I, and I think a lot of others, have been looking forward to for quite a long while, and it was a blast. Like, it was definitely one of the games that I had the most fun with this year. I mean, I can basically say that about all the games in that particular order where I dropped it, but Visions of Mana was really good. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's a bit sad that I didn't have more time for the speedrun. And I keep saying I want to go back to speedrunning it, but I'm struggling to find time for it in my schedule at the moment. Which is a bit of a shame, because, you know, I do want to play more of the game. But I think, like, I have other priorities at the moment. And I was like, nah. It's a constant back and forth, you know. But regardless of that, like, the first playthrough that I did, I had so much fun with it. It's... actually hard for me to express it, how much fun that was to me. It was just that good. I know it fell a bit short in a lot of aspects, especially, you know, when I look at the reviews and whatnot, you know, compared to the other games, but I really liked it. It was probably the best Mana game we've had so far. Yeah, really good game. What do you mean, not Trials of Mana? Look, I made that typo once, okay? Once! Nah, I did it more times. Now it's Visions of Mana. Trials of Mana was 2020. Get with the times, man. Moving on. Everloon. 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 The fuck was Everloon again? Honestly, I have no idea, which is exactly what will go on. I did it for the trophies, because I cannot remember a single thing about that game. Danji Goku. I think Danji Goku was one of those things that was like Space Invaders in a way. But I also really can't remember much more about it than that. So, yeah. Oh yeah. Coming up is Shadows of the Ninja Reborn. Now this is a game that I was also looking forward to quite a bit, and I was actually lucky enough that I was gifted a key by the developers for it. So I got to play it for free as well. I mean, what's more to say about that? And while I do enjoy the game, I think I didn't like it as much as I thought it would, and I can't exactly say why. Like, something just kind of... I think it was just slower than I thought it would be. And while that isn't necessarily a deal breaker or anything, it just, didn't quite gel with me as well as I thought it would. Which is why I basically haven't played it ever since we did that one, or the 2 playthroughs in that one stream where I showcased it. It's also one of those games that I put up during the subathon as a, as a goal for me to speedrun it. But I'm also debating if this might be one of those goals that I will change retroactively to a different speedrun, because I'm really not sure if I will or even want to go back to try and speedrun it. Maybe not, but it might be a while until I do so. But this might all sound very negative, but I do like the game. It's just one of those things, where you're looking forward to something, and then you play it, and it just bit disappointed in it, and that kind of makes you not go back to it. It's like, maybe I will like it more if I play it again. I don't know. Again, it's not a bad game or anything. It's just, I have so many more other games that I'd rather play than it, and it's not necessarily due to any fault of it. It's just, I don't know, just didn't meet my expectations that I had for it, which is a bit sad, but it's what it is. But still, if you can get this game, it's also, I think it's in every system out there, if I'm not mistaken. Do give it a try. I think it also has, it does have co-op with both characters. What were they called again? Kaede and he. I can't even remember the name of the male ninja. Oh well. Moving on. Slash. Slash. It's a bit the same as Shadows of Ninja Reborn, but a bit worse, I want to say. Like, I basically knew what I was going into, because I saw Superplayer speedrun that. I even commentated on his speedrun, so I knew the game before I got it. What killed the game for me, sir, and I touched about that earlier already, is that the achievements, or at least one of the achievements in the game, just do not work. And I've also joined the game's Discord, and I've talked to the developers about it, and apparently they won't be fixing it, and that just kind of terminates my interest in the game. Because the thing is also, that is a EU version specific thing. Like, if you own the game, on PlayStation, in the Americas, you can get all the trophies, but for some reason it doesn't unlock in the European versions. Which is kind of funny, because, it's a European developer. I'm pretty sure it works on the PC, on the Steam version flawlessly, but I haven't tested it yet. Bless you. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I guess it is fun if you have somebody to, duel with, because it's basically a fighting game, where you have to have like a live opponent and not just the AI. But nah, I don't know. It's another of those games where I thought I would like it more than I actually did at the end. And I'm not sure if I will come back to it, honestly. I don't know. I probably would play Shadows of the Reborn way before I would come back to Slash, honestly. Oh wait, where did I put this on the list? The next one will be Deathbound, and I only did one stream of that, so going back to the guidelines that we established at the beginning, this actually wouldn't qualify because I don't think I've played a lot of this game yet, so I will just go ahead and skip over it. I did enjoy what I played of it though. Like, it's one of those games where I do want to play more of it, and on stream if I can. I just don't, have the capacity to stream it at the moment because I, have other things to stream. But I did quite enjoy my time with it. It was a pleasant surprise for sure. Like, I expected nothing going into it. It was another one of those games that I got gifted a key for. But I did really do enjoy my time with it. Okay, moving on. Musashi vs. Cthulhu. Now, that's a game that we didn't touch that much upon. I think I played it for like, I don't know, an hour maybe or so on stream. And I was struggling a bit with it because it's actually quite hard. Like, I thought, it's another one of those cutesy games where you can get a platinum trophy more or less easily out of it with a little bit more effort than, the other trophy games. But no, this one was actually quite hard. Like, you have to invest a bit of time to learn the mechanics and whatnot. I mean, it's simple enough, right? If you remember, there are only, like, you were in the middle, the enemies coming from the left, the enemies coming from the right, and you have 3 buttons on the right side, 3 buttons on the left side that you have to hit in sequence to kill the enemies. And it gets quite challenging later on in the game. But I did have quite a bit of fun with it. I actually did manage to get the platinum trophy off stream as well in my own time. Even though at first I thought I would never be able to do this because it was just so hard in the end. But I got good enough to do it. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, it's not a big game or anything, right? I mean, you can go for high scores and whatnot, and you can get as much time as you want out of it, I guess. But, at the baseline, there really isn't that much to the game. But for what it is, it's pretty good. Like, you can get this for pretty cheap as well. But, yeah. If you want to be Musashi and go up against Cthulhu and his minions, I mean, there's the game for you. What else is there to say? Next up, Little Legs. Yeah. Honestly, did it for the trophies. It's a game like Snake. Basically, you run around this little area, you grab fruits. Your little centipede grows longer, and if you're bigger than the other centipedes, you can eat them, and so on and so forth, and you get points. And then you get trophies, you get a platinum trophy, and you're done with the game, and we're moving on to plumber puzzles. I mean, just the name plumber puzzle should probably give it away what it was. It's one of those things where you have to connect the water line, so it doesn't drip, and I was like, yeah. Pretty easy, pretty basic, whatever. More Pleasant's goatee. No. Absolutely not. What might be a better contender for Game of the Year is Resident Evil 2. Again, yeah. Older game. I mean, it's released in, 2019 or something? Which is a couple years back by now. But honestly, I mean, not only honestly, but it is the first time I played through the game, like, completely. Yes, I did start it, like, 2 or 3 years back, but I only got, like, halfway through Leon's campaign, and I restarted this year and played through it completely. So I think it fits in this list, and it's really good. Who would have thought? But yeah, no, really good. Really solid remake. Or reimagining, even. Did enjoy my time with it quite a bit. Good game. Up next, Don't Fall Aleph. Don't Fall Aleph. Oh, actually, I did a mistake here. I thought it was this. It was actually this. Don't Fall Aleph, and then was Don't Fall Aleph Refreshed. It's basically the same game. Honestly, can't quite remember what it was. But now I'm second guessing myself what I put it up here for instead of what I should have done. I think it was this. Maybe. Hey, I think I thought this was Autumn's Journey and wasn't. Was it? Ah, fucking Christ. Anyway. Going on, Kitty Crawler. Ugh. This one was a bit sick. It's like shoots and ladders. You're like a cat and you have to, climb up the vine and dodge left and right when there are spiders and dogs and whatnot, and you have to go through the window to the other cat, and it was pretty basic stuff. Really nothing to talk about. Blazing Chrome, though, another game that released a couple of years ago already, but it's the first time that I played the game and completely played through the game, and I had a lot of fun with it again. Pretty good, you know, Contra-like experience. Play with 2 people. And it was another one of those subathon goals for a speedrun of it, which will happen this year. But a little bit later, because I plan to do it co-op. And I'm basically waiting for my co-op partner to have time, so we can start running the game. But yeah, hopefully soon-ish on the stream. But yeah, highly recommend if you like Contra, give Blazing Chrome a go. Good game. What isn't that great of a game is Flute the Snake Charmer. Ugh. This is one of those My Name is Mayo game. where you just have to press the X button. You do nothing but press the X button, and after 10,000 presses or something, you have your platinum trophy, and that's it. And you basically have like a snake that goes up into space or some shit like that. I don't know. I didn't look even at the screen. I just tapped X and did something else on the other monitor. It's just, ugh. Yeah. I got Pocket Soccer. Pocket Soccer is a very basic soccer game. You have like 2 players per team, and you just have to score a bunch. I don't like soccer, and this didn't make me appreciate it anymore. Maybe even less. Yeah. Nah, thanks. I'm good. What I did appreciate quite a bit, though, is The Devil Within Satgat. I mean, this is one of those games that I've already played quite a bit before it fully released, because, you know, I basically partook in all of the betas and closed beta testing and whatnot before the game released. So I was quite well versed in it, I would say, before it even saw the official light of day. And hey, I'm speedrunning it. I'm still speedrunning it. I will probably be speedrunning it next week. And I do like the game. I think it's a really solid... it's not really a Metroidvania, but like a 2D action game. I really do like it quite a bit. And we'll continue playing it. What more is there to say? Go buy it. It's good. Better with these monkey fighting snakes on the Monday to Friday spaceship. What? Oh, because you... okay, I get it. I get it. God damn it. Clever. Clever. Oh yeah, Devil Within Satgat. Go ahead and buy it, guys. It's a good game. Support the developers. What you should not buy at all is Galactic Lords. Oh my fucking god. That game. Like, I don't even know where to begin. It wants to be a strategy game, and it has like this novel idea that if you have like, you know, it's like on a grid, and if you and the enemy meet, you basically, for just a couple seconds, you're transported in like a spaceship shooter stage, you know, something like Gradius, where you control your character. You can control him like a spaceship. You go in all directions, and you shoot in one direction, and then you shoot the enemy units, so to speak. It doesn't work. It really doesn't work. The mechanics are so stupid. It's like, ugh. Ugh. Nah. Did not enjoy. Yeah, no. I got it, Sword. I got it. It just took me a moment to get the reference, but I made it eventually. I was like, yeah, clever. Because I was already, you know, onto Pocket Soccer when you were on the flute snake thing. Which is why I was momentarily confused. But yeah, no, Galactic Lords, ugh, nah. Bad. Glow, whatever. Yeah, it's another trophy game. You're basically a square, and it's like a platformer, and you have to go to little labyrinths and stuff like that, and it's like, ugh, nah. It's okay. It's inoffensive. It actually has like a gradual difficulty curve, that you have to be aware of. So there's actually, you know, some substance to the whole thing. It also has quite a few levels. But, nah. Then, of course, you have My Name is Mario 2. I mean, I've touched upon that a little bit earlier. It's a glass of Mario. You have to press X on it about 10,000 times, and you get a platinum trophy. That's it. This yeah. Moving on. Reflector. Yeah. It's like one of those laser puzzles, you know, where a laser shoots out and you have like a bunch of mirrors that you have to adjust to make it do certain things. And then you get trophies for it. It took me, what, like, not even 2 minutes to get the platinum for that one. So, yeah, it's like, It's inoffensive at least, you know, it's not crap like the other garbage games down here, but it's definitely nothing more. Robbie's Adventure. Oh my god, this one though. You'd think it would be like an easy game to get, you know, just a couple trophies out of it and then you're done with it, but no, this one actually dares to have gameplay. And it's not good. It's really not good. It's like a 2.5D platformer kind of thing. Nah. Like, what do you want out of a platformer game, right? Good jump mechanics. Right? You want your jumps to feel good. In this game, they don't. They feel like absolute garbage. That completely kills the game. It's like... just thinking about it. I was like, moving on. Yoko and Yuki, Dr. Hat's Revenge. Honestly, this is one a little bit tough to put in the list for me. Because in order to get the platinum trophy quickly, you basically put in a level cheat. And then you skip all the stages, basically. So... did it for the trophies? Because I technically really didn't play the game. It's hard for me to even judge what I played there. Moving on. Bomb Up. Bomb Up is another one of those one button press games that I talked about earlier. Like, what was it? Cat B and Cat P. This one I didn't like as much though, because it's like really random. And, you know, you only have like one button to control it. So it's like, yeah. It was fun for the 5 minutes or so it took me to get the platinum, but other than that I will probably never touch this one again. What else did we play? It Takes Two. Hey, we did that not too long ago. Together with Tally, and I really did enjoy that playthrough. I mean... another thing about it, can I actually judge this game? Because, you know, by my own rules that we said earlier, games that I play through for a second time are not allowed on the list. Now, technically, I played through this game with Tally already on her Xbox. So, by that definition, it shouldn't be on the list. But it was my first playthrough on my console, so it still counts, so shut up. Yeah, good game. Doesn't matter. I'm pretty stoked for the next game that will release in March. About 2 months even. A little more than 2 months, holy crap. Split Fiction. And yeah. Go play it. Good game. You do need a co-op partner as far as I'm aware though, so you cannot play that alone. But I think they actually added online co-op to it because it didn't have that at the start. I'm not exactly sure. But it's, you know, we have to see how Split Faction will work. If that will have like online co-op or if it's only local co-op again. But anyway, looking forward to that one. Pretty good. Do enjoy my time with it. Like some of the trophies are a little bit, I don't want to say hard to do, but you do have to be very thorough to find everything. And if you don't get them on the initial go-through, you might have to do a bit of a backtracking, which can be a detrimental to the experience, but that's only if you're like, you know, an achievement hunter and whatnot. It always had online co-op, it just shows both sides. Oh, maybe. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell because, you know, I never played it alone or had to play it online. Played A Way Out with someone in the US for the first place. Ah, fair enough. Well, you see, A Way Out is also a game that I haven't played yet myself, so... maybe we should do that as well. I do own it. Moving on, Kitten Island. It's another platformer. You're a kitty. You are platforming through an island. It's like a very basic Mario type affair. There's like really nothing much to say about that one. Moving on, Nyakamon Adventure. Nyakamon Adventure. I mean, Nyakamon Runes as well. It's basically the same game. You're like this cat creature thingy and you have to push magical runes onto stones, and it's like, yeah. Or boxes, you know, you have to push the boxes into the holes so you can walk over. This kind of game. It's really basic. I only played the first 5 levels or so of each. Got my platinum, moved on with my life. Father's Day Journey. Oh my god, I hated this one so much. It's like a memory type game that actually gets fucking hard at the end. It's memory. It's really memory with 4 difficulties, you know, that escalate, and that's it. More dark. Another puzzle platformer. My god. Quite alright. Like, it's a bit unoffensive. It's unoffensive. Like, you get a couple upgrades along the way, like a bomb to explode blocks, or like a slime that you can use to jump higher and stuff like that. It's nothing great, but it's also not bad in any way. It's really just inoffensive. It's there, it can be played. Go figure. Lab Crisis. It's another one of those trophy games. You're like a robot. It's like a top-down perspective. You have to go through like a lab and collect professors to rescue. And then you have to collect keys to open doors and stuff like that. It's like, again, really basic premise. But hey, you get a platinum trophy in like 1 minute and 12 seconds. Pump Press. Pump Press was another one of those one button game thingies. Was alright. Not much to say. Revolve A. Another one of those one button games. This one I kinda hated though, honestly. Like, what it is you are an arrow that is constantly spinning, and if you press the button, you go in the direction that the arrow is pointing at. So you have very little control over where you go, and then you have all kinds of enemies who are just represented by dots. And if they are somewhat close-ish together, there's like a laser line between them, and you have to touch that laser line to kill everybody that is connected. And then you get points, and if you get a high score, you get trophies for it, and that is how you get a platinum trophy. It took me for fucking ever to do this because of all the randomness that is going on. And it's just, ugh. I think out of all the one button play games on this list, I really like this one the least. Because of all the randomness that was going on. Not to say that any of the others are not random, but in this game it just really frustrated me, honestly. Alright, moving on. Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah. I guess it's pretty good. I think for me it's like between meh and pretty good. Like it kinda swings between those two. Because there are parts of it that I do or did enjoy, and there are others that I really don't. Like, it's more arcadey than Monster Hunter World if you've played that, as in there is very little to do in the game other than hunt monsters. I mean, of course, you know, you have your arena quests, you have some side quests to get the transport items and whatnot like that, but most of it is just go hunt monsters. And it gets a bit stale after a while. And the thing that really broke my back in a way is just how grindy the trophies for the game are. Because having to hunt like 1,000 master rank monsters, I mean, you would probably do it eventually if you play the game long enough. Yeah. I guess I at least thought I would be able to get the platinum trophy out of this a little bit quicker. Because I wanted to be done before Once Out the Wilds releases later this year. And I mean, I did do it. But just some of the grinding and Rise was just, why? Like, if you were to compare this to Monster Hunter World, it's quicker to do? Is it really, though? Because the thing is, though, even though Monster Hunter World doesn't have as many grindy trophies as Rise does, I want to say I still got the Platinum Trophy in Rise quicker than I did in World. Which actually confuses me a little bit, but then again, I think I focused on actually getting the trophies more in Rise than I did in World. Whereas, you know, World I played to enjoy and just got all of the trophies along the way. Whereas in Rise, I felt like I mostly played to get the trophies, and that might be why I didn't enjoy it as much, because I barely did any playing with other people. Like, I think the only time I actually did co-op in that game was when I was asking somebody if he could post some quests for me that weren't available anymore, because the game had been out that much and some of the collaboration quests weren't available anymore to new players. And I wanted some of the outfits. Tierlist with all the games I added to your... Oh my god. Don't know how I got that. No, I got it, but I couldn't kill this plate, but sucks down. This is good. Do it. I want to see how many games would be in that list. Oh my lord. Mr. Game Collector. But yeah, no, I mean, Rise is good. You know, I would still say that it's not as good as World is. It's good enough, I guess. 300 games in 2020. Oh my god. That's a lot of games. Alright, the next couple of games are the Round Invaders. I don't know which one of these is which, but I'll just put them all in here anyway. Again, did it for the trophies. Pretty easy games all in all. Nothing much to say there. Other than that, Round Invaders Rush 2 takes extraordinarily more time than any of the other games. Like, that game alone took me double the amount of time than all the others combined, which is interesting. All the others, as in the other 3 games in the Round Invaders franchise, I guess. But, I don't know why they made the trophy the platinum take that much longer from that game, but I guess it is what it is. Alright. So, the last couple of games. These are mostly the games that I played on PC, so that is why I kind of glossed over them while going through my trophy list over here. But I guess we can just go ahead and do them now. First off, we have Pixel Samurai. And Pixel Samurai is another game that, sadly, I did not like as much as I thought I would. Like, you know, it's fun enough. Like, it's very simple. But yeah, I don't know. Just something does not sit right with me when I play that game. So sadly, it's a bit meh. Which is really sad for me, because it was another, or the speedrun for it was another goal that I had for the subathon, which got met. And I tried coming back to the game, and I did actually. You know, in my own time, I played the game a little bit to try and, you know, write down some notes or, you know, test out some strategies and whatnot. And I really didn't like it. I don't know exactly what it was, but something made me not like the game that much then. So yeah, I don't know. Probably the speedrun for that won't happen, sadly. Because I just didn't enjoy it enough to do it. So I will probably go ahead and try to find something else that we can replace that one with. Which is a bit sad. Like, again, the game isn't bad or anything. I mean, it only costs €2 or something on Steam as well. And it's pretty short to get through too. It's just, I don't know, like something just doesn't mesh with me there. Which is also true for my Formato. Like, this is a really tragic tale, I have to admit. Like, if you look into the background of the game, like how it was developed and whatnot, like the developers really got screwed over from Kickstarter and the firm they hired. Which is really sad because there's a lot of potential in my Formato to be a great game, but you know, they did the best they could with what they had and released it in the state it was in, and yeah, sadly it wasn't that great. Like, you can see the potential, definitely can, but the state it is now, not that great. Sadly, not that great. I mean, it's... I wanted to say it's good enough for a playthrough, which, you know, it is, but I think it's like too overpriced for that. If you can get it during a sale for like pretty cheap, do pick it up and give it a go and form your own opinion. But yeah, at full price, definitely can't recommend it, sadly. Just too expensive for that. Even though I do see, you know, the effort and everything that has been put into it. Oh well. Alright. What else do we have? Worlds of Aria. Now, if you know me, you know that I do like my Worlds of Aria. It is a pretty good game, and it is also a pretty fun game with other people. Like, playing it with 3 others, there's definitely some chaos that can happen there. I'm currently in my second playthrough with it with Killacher and Nico Hard and Twitch chat integration, which will continue probably later this month even. So I hope you're looking forward to that, because I sure am. Because the game is pretty fun. I do enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's like one of the best games that came out last year. Like, it's I think it needed more choices or whatnot for that. But for what it is really good. And the fact that only one person has to buy it and everybody else can just join on them is fantastic. I do love that. Yeah, pretty good game. Pretty good game. Can recommend it for sure. Another one that falls into that is probably Phasmophobia. Like, again, you know, you just play it with friends a bit. I mean, you probably all have heard Phasmophobia and have probably played it, so I don't have to really say anything great about that. Like, it's not the best game ever released out there, I don't think. But it's just a really solid, fun experience that you can just, you know, boot up, play with some friends for, I don't know, an hour or 2 or 3, and then you close it and you don't really think about it anymore. But it's just all around, yeah, solid. I mean, there's a reason why it is as popular as it is, I think. Continuing on with Kill Knight. Yeah. Kill Knight goes in the meh category for me again. Like, it's just one of the games that I personally just couldn't get into. Like, it is a very fast-paced, you know, top-down twin-stick shooter action type game, but this particular style I think just wasn't for me. I can't exactly pin down anymore what it was, but I just didn't personally like it that much. I got it. Maybe I'm just getting too old for this type of game or something. Like, you know, it was technically flawless as far as I can tell, and it's really fast-paced, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do. I just don't think that I was the right audience for it. I guess what I can say about that. Yeah, sure am. Like, literally, what was it, like 2 days ago or so? I was just trying to get out of my chair and just got a pain in my back and just sat there paralyzed for like a solid 3 to 4 minutes. I just couldn't move because it was so painful. So yeah, that was something that happened. Oh yeah, that was also the thing. You know, we are in the process of moving, so we had some boxes downstairs that we wanted to bring up so we can pack them, and we were moving some boxes around, and literally the first box I picked up, I immediately pulled a muscle in my back. Like literally the first box. Herniated disc. Oh shit. That doesn't sound good. At least I think it was a muscle, yeah. Like it was gone pretty quickly. But, you know, it didn't feel like centered. It was like more spread out, so I think it was a muscle and not a disc. Then again, I'm not an expert on differentiating pain in your discs or in your muscles, so what am I to say? I just knew it hurt, but then very quickly it didn't again, and that was good. Speaking of, it hurt and then it didn't again. Unity-chan versus Attack of the Gigan Zombie. Oh boy. I don't even know where to put it. First, a really bad herniated disc a few years ago. Oh my god. Oh, you actually had to get surgery to get it fixed. Holy shit, dude. That is insane. No. It was definitely nothing as bad as that. In my case, that is. What the hell, yeah. Well, I hope it doesn't come back for you in any way. But then again, I mean, you know, keep sharing those stories. It makes me feel younger again. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. In the meantime, I'll figure out where to put Unity-chan, because I don't think any of these categories really fit it. Oh my god. Yeah, no. Nothing as bad as that. Like, not even close. Yeah, I can imagine, man. Good on you, that's back to normal. Hell yeah. But where do we put Unity-chan? The problem I have at the moment is I didn't play Unity-chan for the trophies. I don't think Unity-chan is top of the crop. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I would say it's pretty good. But I also definitely would not put it into garbage. But I have different feelings about it than just meh. So I really don't know where to put it. Maybe I do need an extra tier just for Unity-chan. Fuck me. Alright. There you go. We placed it. I really wouldn't know where else to put it. It was like, look, the memes category is you know, its own thing. Like, it's really not ranked. Like, I could just put it beneath garbage and it would be just as good as it was below meh. Maybe put it there then. Just because the category name is longer than meh. Maybe these are the mehs. There we go. Found the category for it. Alright. So. Well, now that the list is nearly complete, we have, of course, to find our goatee of 2024. I mean, I guess it's obvious that, you know, it has to be one of the top of the crop games. Like, it would be weird if, like, I don't know, Darksiders 3 won this all of a sudden. It won't, don't worry. But if I were to look at, you know, Redemption Reapers, Helldivers 2, Rise of the Ronin, Unicorn Overlord, Kunitsugami, Visions of Mana, Resident Evil 2, Blazing Chrome, Devil in Sackhead, and It Takes Two as Game of the Year. I think Resident Evil 2 and It Takes Two. The twos. 2 games with a 2 in it. Funny. Don't fit it simply because, you know, they are older. Even though, yes, you know, again, speaking with the categories, I was fully aware that they are older games. I still put them on there. I don't think that they would fit, or it would be my Game of the Year. I don't know. But those two. Blazing Chrome, while I did like it a lot, I also wouldn't say it's like Game of the Year material for me. Like, I played it for a couple hours, yeah, but there are a lot of other games, like basically every single other game on this list I played a lot more than Blazing Chrome. Which, you know, that doesn't have to mean everything, but yeah. It says something about it. Helldivers 2, I think, fell off too early for me to make a Game of the Year. Like, if I were, you know, if I had played the game consistently ever since it released, sure, that would be a strong contender for me, but kind of didn't. Redemption Reapers kind of falls in the same boat. Like, I really enjoyed the game, but I think there are other or enough factors that hold it back for it not to be considered Game of the Year as well. So that leaves us with Rise of the Ronin, Unicorn Overlord, Kunitsugami, Visions of Mana, and Devil Within Sackhead. Okay, let's do this the other way around. Let's put them up. As much as I like Sackhead, I think I like the others, you know, in essence, more. It's it's a damn good game. I do enjoy it quite a lot, but I think the other 4 I still enjoyed a little bit more than it. Like, if it was me, yeah, you'd think I would automatically go for either Rise of the Ronin or Kunitsugami as the Game of the Year. But when I look at, like, Rise of the Ronin, like, I really do enjoy the game. But like I said before, like, the story fell a little bit flat for me. It's a bit samey in the way that it doesn't have that much enemy variety. Like, you're just fighting a lot of dudes, which, you know, do have their own combat styles and stances and weapon types and whatever it is. So there is quite a bit of variety in it. But if you had, like, you know, Rise of the Ronin, but with, I don't know, like mythological things like I did with Neo and stuff like that, I think it would have been a more interesting game in that regard. I mean, obviously, you know, it's trying to be more historical, but that also always makes it a little bit more, well, I don't want to stale and boring in a way, if that makes sense, as a game. I think Rise of the Ronin might actually take the fall here. Even though, again, you know, gameplay itself is fine, it's great. Then we also have Kunitsugami, which is a great game. Like, I love it. But even though, you know, it has what I just criticized Rise of the Ronin for, like, you know, with more, I want to say, varied enemies that have, like, different things to them, overall, it's, like, very samey. No, which is fine. I mean, it does quite a lot of different things with what it has, you know, just, you know, mixing it up with the boat stages or stages where you can't control So at all during the nights and all these different things. So there is some variety there, but it's still all very samey in a way. But again, if I look at these 4 titles in particular, they're all very samey in what they do, aren't they? Like even Unicorn Overlord, like with the battles, very samey, even though it changes up its formula during the fights. And with Visions of Mana, I mean, I guess Visions of Mana at least has, like, you know, 5 different characters, each with like 8 different roles that you can assign them, so it might be a little bit varied there. Questions you really need them. I think they're quite tough. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, sure. Who cares if it's samey as long as it's great? And I get that, but how long can it keep your interest, you know? And in the case of these 4 games, quite long, because these are probably the games that I've played the most over the year. And I'm not even lying, I think these are really the 4 games that I have played the most. Like, I think each of them I've played for around 100 hours. At least. I haven't even played Helldivers 2 that much. I think the only other game that I've played more than any of these would be Monster Hunter Rise, which I sunk, I don't know, nearly 300 hours into or so. Maybe even Phasmophobia that I played a bunch this year. I think I will drop down Unicorn Overlord. It's a very good strategy game, don't get me wrong, but I think for it to be better, it just needed to have like a higher difficulty that actually challenges you. Because the big problem that I think I had with Unicorn Overlord specifically was that after a while the fights became very simple. Maybe because I spent so much time, you know, outfitting my army and coming up with optimized squads and whatnot. But I didn't really feel like the challenge was there for most of the game. Like, the last boss was an absolute bitch, don't misunderstand me. But, you know, it didn't feel organic. Like, that the challenge at that point rose organically. Kind of just felt like a roadblock. So, yeah. Okay, I was around Kunitsugami Visions of Mana. Like, maybe the biggest critique that I can level at Kunitsugami is like the lack of a lock-on feature. Oop. There. Hold up. Why did my headphone just disconnect? Like especially some of the boss fights that can be a bit of a detriment. Which, you know, doesn't necessarily break the game or anything, but you know what? No. Visions of Mana. Like, if I just compare all of these games and just how much fun I had with them, even though I might have played Unicorn Overlord, Kunitsugami, and Rise of the Ronin more than have actually played Visions of Mana, I think just the enjoyment I had out of my first playthrough of Visions of Mana was leagues above all of them. I had so much fun during that first playthrough of Visions of Mana. That I don't, yeah. I think I can pretty confidently put that as my game of the year of 2024. Which, you know, is kind of funny if you think about it, because I've played a shit ton of Kunitsugami and Rise of the Ronin still, and I really haven't touched Visions of Mana in weeks, months even. But yeah, it's still kind of eked its way out there. Kind of talking about it sucks, yeah, fair enough. Make it not suck, please. Yeah, honestly, I feel pretty good about this list. I think I feel pretty good about this list. Ah. There you have it, folks. That is my list of games for 2024. Like I said, there might be the odd game that I forgot to put on this list. I mean, these are definitely all the PlayStation games that I played, but I might have forgotten about the odd PC game that might have slipped through the cracks because I haven't accurately tracked that. And otherwise, you know, it might have been a game that didn't fit the criteria that I established at the start here, but this is my gaming list for 2024. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, I mean, with that out of the way, what can we expect, or what can you expect rather, from my Twitch channel going forward in 2025? Well, I mean, obviously, a lot more speedrunning. We still have Kunitsugami to speedrun. I you know, promise to get back into Rise of the Ronin in the subathon. I still have things that I want to do with Delve within Sadgat. I eventually, hopefully, want to do more Visions of Mana as well. So that is already pretty packed. Then we have the release of Monster Hunter Wilds at the end of February, which is also around my birthday. So while I probably won't be streaming every single time that I am playing Monster Hunter Wilds, at least for the week of the release of it, you can expect me to stream it a whole damn bunch. And then we'll see afterwards, you know, how much I still want to stream it and play with friends and whatnot. And then, yeah, Cody 2025, Ghost of Yotei, yeah? The follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima, that will basically be, unless something changes, like the big game that is releasing in 2025, which I will be streaming a whole damn lot whenever it releases in 2025, because we don't have a release day yet. Personally, I think August and beyond, which would fit into when Ghost of Tsushima released back in 2020. But we'll see. But yeah, you can definitely expect a whole lot of that on the channel here. But there's also the new Ninja Gaiden game, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is like a Metroidvania game as far as I can tell. Developed by Dotemu. So, you know, I have high hopes for that one as well, which will be pretty cool. So looking forward to that. And there is also Assassin's Creed Shadows. Honestly, I mean, I've said this before. But despite everything, or maybe even because of everything, I am really interested in actually giving Assassin's Creed Shadows a try. The problem is, as I just said, I want to play Monster Hunter Wildstorm releases, and as it stands at the moment, Assassin's Creed Shadows releases only 2 weeks before that. And 2 weeks is, with my streaming schedule, not enough time to cover that game, so I won't be getting it on release, because I don't want to, you know, buy one big game, start playing it, drop it midway through to play the next big game. That's just not the way that I like to do things. So I will probably pick up Assassin's Creed Shadows eventually. Probably when it releases, when it reduces in price at some point. But that will probably happen around the time that Ghost of Yotei releases. I'll be playing Ghost of Yotei and, you know, yada yada yada. I will play Shadows eventually. I just don't have any idea when. Oh god. Well, I guess we'll see then. But yeah, no, I feel like, and don't misunderstand me here, but like the controversy surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows, in my opinion, is like blown way out of proportion again. Like, I see a lot of people shitting on Ubisoft at the moment, and don't get me wrong, some of that criticism is definitely valid, seeing what Ubisoft is doing recently, or doing recently, a bit more than recently still. But it's also, again, like, they are not as bad as people try to paint them at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. Then again, I also haven't played a Ubisoft game in a long while, so I'm just, you know, interested in giving it a try again and seeing where they actually stand. I'm, you know, make my own picture, so to speak, but we'll see about that. Yeah, let me just quickly check whether any other games that we know release in 2025 that I'm forgetting about at the moment, because I feel like there are a couple. But yeah, Spirit of the Samurai is another game that actually released back in December, so about a month ago at this point, that I wanted to give a try, but I played the demo of it. And I have to say, demo wasn't that great. Like, it's fine, but I had quite a few problems with some of the gameplay choices they made for that game. And seeing the full version release and a lot of people echoing my sentiments made me not want to get the game just yet. I might pick it up later this year, because it's only like, it's also this thing, like, it's a pretty short game. I think I've seen people complete the whole thing in 3 to 4 hours, so it's not a big investment, but yeah, I don't know, no interest at the moment. Oh yeah, there was also that whole thing going on there. Yeah, I remember one of the managers posting that. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, what else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Is there like another game releasing next year that I was looking forward to? Oh, we have Neon Inferno, which is another Contra-ish like game, which looks pretty cool. Like, I really like the snippets that they've shown off the game so far. So I'm looking forward to that. Onimusha is in 2026, yeah. So, you know, that's still a ways away, But yeah, we also, you know, have our Game of the Year 2026 already covered, which is nice. Oh yeah, there is Yasha, Legends of the Demon Blade, which will be a roguelite. Yeah, roguelite. It's like a little top-down game. You can go ahead and play the free demo, I think, on Steam still. Yasha, Legends of the Demon Blade. That's pretty neat. You know, it has a nice aesthetic to it. It's basically Hades, but with samurai. So, you know, you probably know I will probably be into it. And I think it releases in March as well, or that is at least the release date they have given so far. It might release a little bit later depending, but we'll see about that. We're playing that a bit. And yeah, other than that, I will definitely be playing more Ghost of Tsushima as well, because, you know, I've been itching to get back into speedrunning Ghost of Tsushima. It's been a long while since I played the game last, and I kind of want to get my world records back. Because Elk and Charlie have taken all of them by now, and I want them back. I want them back. And then there's also Sekiro to consider, which again was a goal of the subathon that has been met. And I've been itching to speedrun Sekiro for, I don't know, 3 years at this point. I think I've been talking it for even longer than that. And I think this year might finally be the time where I actually give it a go. Time permitting. Probably once I'm done with Kunitsugami, I will switch in Sekiro or something, so Alright, stop beating my world records, guys, so I can start playing Sekiro, please, and thank you. Very considerate. The PC version of what? No, I have not played the PC version of Ghost. I know others that have, and from what we were able to figure out, they are the console version and the PC version are more or less one-to-one. Like, there's basically no difference in running them on either PC or console, you know, when it comes to speedrunning and stuff like that. So, knock your heart out. So now, I probably won't be grabbing Ghost of Tsushima on PC because I just don't see the need, and my PC generally doesn't really like it if I play, like, you know, a taxing game on it while also streaming and recording, so I will be sticking to the console version anyway. So, nah. I guess it would be nice to have the Steam or the PC version of Ghost of Tsushima just in case, you know, stuff like a randomizer comes out or crowd control or something like that. That would be cool, but unless something like that is being realized, I don't think I will be getting the PC version for it. I mean, honestly, I don't even think that it's graphically better on the PC than it already is on PlayStation. So, I don't know. And then again, I'm also not really a graphics guy. I'm more interested in gameplay and in good gameplay than I am in graphics. Like, I mean, it's nice if there are good graphics, don't get me wrong, but it's not the main draw for me. Like, if your game looks nice, but it plays like shit, well, I won't be playing it, I'm sorry. Because it's a game, you know? I wanna play. I wanna have good gameplay. I can forgive a lot in games, as long as they have good gameplay. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the year filled already, right? Just play a bunch of Kunitsugami, Devil Within Sadcat, Ghost of Tsushima, Sekiro, Monster Hunter Wilds, until Ghost of Yotei releases, and then just ride that until the end of the year. Which is already a lot, I feel like. Oh, if it looks like shit and plays like shit, you will still play it like Hot Dog Samurai. Exactly. Because the negative and the negative make a positive, right? Oh wait, that is when they're multiplied, not when they're added. Shit. Alright, yeah. I guess that settles things for today. Just a nice bit of reminiscing about last year and having a look out what's in store this year. And we actually did go for a little bit more than 2 hours anyway. Holy hell. It takes a while to get through this list. There are so many things you have to put into it. God damn it. Imagine if I had. Exactly, you have to end stream so we can go back to playing Diablo 3 because we started playing that again for some reason. We actually did. Don't judge me. Anyway. That's it, everybody. That's the stream for today. Not playing anything today. I think just having done this list or something should be enough because I could definitely feel my throat getting a bit sore from all the talking that we've been doing. But I will be back tomorrow. And tomorrow I will once again be joined by Killer Chair and we will once again try to speedrun Wild Hearts. Maybe we will actually be able to finish the run this time. But we will see about that. And how that goes. So let's go ahead and find the old raid target. Who is around? So what's happening? Is there anybody who we haven't raided in a while? Okay, people, who are in the mood for Sonic or Final Fantasy 12? I think both will be speedrunning of some kind. Any preferences? Because of that, then we'll just go ahead and raid on over to Huds, who is doing I don't even know what he's doing. He's doing his end of year bad idea whatever with Sonic. So let's check out what it is. Huds is a good friend of ours, fellow speedrunner. Mostly, if not solely, doing content surrounding Sonic the Hedgehog and concerts. So let's go say hi and Happy New Year. And yeah, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow for more Wild Hearts and Killer Chair. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And say hi to Huts from me. Until then, everybody. Bye-bye.